Are you looking for a different kind of podcast? How about informative and clean? It will make you laugh. Scout and Trey, yeah, that's what we do. We got a little funny thing, keeping it true. Hey, we take your topics and all of your ideas and bring in a guest and we answer them there. Then we make a freestyle rap and do it for you. Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah, that's what we do. Yep, flows for you, flows for you. This is what we do now. This is what we do. Say it flows for you, flows for you. This is what we do now. This is what we do. Say it flows for you, flows for you. This is what we do now. This is what we do. Say it flows for you. Hey guys, welcome to the podcast. I hope you're having an awesome day. I was having some technical difficulties, but I think I got them going. Trey, if you could listen to the levels real quick, just make sure that I'm not
check mic 1 2.
In the actual stream. So
you were coming from the left side of my headphones.
Okay. Oh, I know why that is. Okay. All right. So Trey, you talk for a little bit. I'm going to try to fix that.
Check.
Do you come through both?
Yes.
All right. So you do the say hi to everybody and stuff.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Flows for You. We are actually in our third season. We're here in the new year. We've been gone the past couple of Thursdays just for the holidays and giving ourselves a break. But we're really excited just for the new theme of our show, where we're trying to go in and just kind of look at how to better ourselves for the new year. And so we've actually got a whole lineup of guests for our new show, and we have one here now. If you could actually introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, my name is Dan Martis. I'm a recent MBA graduate. I'm a serial hobbyist. My friend Jaime, which you guys know, convinced me that I should do a podcast. He thinks I'm interesting, so I'm going to try to be some entertainment for you guys tonight.
This will definitely be a very interesting podcast for sure. But yeah, so how has everyone's week been?
Hey Trey, am I still going through one end?
I will. Let me see.
Okay. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. I almost forgot how to fix that part.
Yes, you're still coming from the left.
Freaking. All right.
Well, I can start off with my headline. I don't know. I feel like I can breathe for the first time. And that's all I'll say about that till we come back around. Dan, what is your highlight?
Let's see. So this week I traveled back in time to the 1980s.
Interesting. Okay.
Mine was I gave a stormtrooper his dinner.
Okay. Well, I don't know how to say this. It's a new year. I feel like a lot of things have changed. If you really want to know what happened, I can tell you, but I'm on the market again. Basically. I am no longer dating. So I am I don't know. It's a different story, chapter in my life, if you will. And I don't know, looking forward to whatever God has in store for me in the new year. So that is all I will say on that. So
Congratulations.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it.
No, really, I think that being single can you can have a lot of personal growth. And
yeah.
Kind of find out who you are and what you want to do.
Yeah, man. It definitely. You're not just focused on yourself when you're dating. It's very very split. I will say that for sure. But yeah, man, I appreciate that. But let's hear more about your headline. I want to actually hear what you have to say.
So you guys may or may not have heard in the news, Family Video announced that they're closing all of their stores.
Oh no, I actually did not hear that.
Yeah, it's an end of an era. I mean, I think they're the last big chain.
I'm surprised they're still open, honestly.
Yeah, it's crazy how they stayed open all this time. So today on my way home, I actually stopped by a family video, did a walkthrough, took a video walkthrough just so I could have that in my memory. Down the line, I could be like, back in my day, we used to go to the movie store.
Yep.
And it also ties into one of my hobbies. One of my hobbies is collecting VHS tapes. Nothing super like fancy or crazy, but
Sure.
Sometimes when I'm at the thrift store, and they used to have them like 10 for $1. So I just pick out things I thought was cool, and I have a couple of them here. I'll show you real quick. So this is one of my favorites. I like them more for the art than anything, than watching them. This is The Wizard.
Wow.
That's an awesome movie.
Fred Savage, 1989. So it's got like a video game, skateboarding 80s theme, which I love all those things.
Okay.
And then another one is just like a blank VHS. And what's cool about these is they always have some kind of cool artwork
Sure.
on these blank tapes. It's just really weird. That's my story.
Awesome, man. All right, Jason.
So-
I want to hear it.
So my son has not wore a mask. He refuses to. And so I came up with the great plan to get him a stormtrooper mask. And he wore it all last night and had to feed him dinner through a stormtrooper mask. So he's a 3-year-old, and it's funny because he has like Doritos, and he actually tried to feed them through the mask. So that didn't work for him. He kept on begging it. He didn't understand. So I had to tell him, hey, you go up under the mask to eat your Doritos. And so he...
Now, I think I might have seen that post.
yeah. It's actually...
Was it a...
It's actually a clone trooper.
I was gonna say.
It was easier to explain Storm than
It's
clone.
all good. It's
So,
fine.
Yes, it was a clone
It's all
trooper
good.
from episode 1, 2, and 3.
There you go. That's awesome, man.
Very cool. It reminds me of a life hack that I learned somewhat recently. Someone in my NBA cohort, they came to class and they always brought Cheetos and a Coke, and they told me that at home they use chopsticks to eat the Cheetos to not get their not have Cheeto fingers. That was a pretty cool tip. He just reminded me of it with the chips.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I used to well, different story for a different time. Never mind. I think we should turn him up a little bit, Jason, because
I
he's
can't
still
control
coming
that,
through a little...
dude.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's
I'll
never
try to
been a
talk
thing.
louder.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Or,
I
sorry,
totally thought
I have a
good.
new thing. Again, this is all not set
No
up.
longer-
So
No
Um,
longer.
I have
Okay,
to-
that's fine.
I have to add a gain. You have to give me a second. I still haven't even got my mic ready. And so once I
It's
figure
totally
out
fine.
once
Do
I
you want me
figure
to just
how to get my
keep going?
mic ready, then we'll get everything else going. Oh yeah,
Do you wanna
yeah.
just
I mean,
keep
but
rolling?
we gotta do the quiz, so that's me, and I need to get the mic working. So
Well, I was saying I could keep talking to my man Dan here.
yeah, do that.
So we will talk about this more, but yeah, Dan is on the show because he is a serial hobbyist. And I I heard this for the first time today. And so it's very interesting. We'll be talking about just some of them, but if you could actually go through right now and tell us your list of literally all your hobbies, that would be phenomenal.
Oh my goodness! I had to brain dump them earlier. Let me pull the list up because it's hard for me to even recall them when someone asks me.
Jason sent me the list today, and I was like blown away. I was like, "Wow, I thought I had a lot of hobbies."
Yeah, is my audio better? I switched something.
So
Okay.
on my end, you sound good, but I'm gonna check it on the stream as you're talking.
I turned it up so by a lot.
So some of my hobbies, probably my biggest hobby is traveling. I'm very passionate about traveling. That's where most of my saved money goes. So I really I value experiences over things. So some of my other hobbies are disc golf, hiking, cooking, pinball, which I recently got back into,
Interesting.
beekeeping, metal detecting,
You're a beekeeper.
backyard beekeeper, hobbyist
Okay.
beekeeper,
You said what?
hobbyist beekeeper.
Interesting.
With
Okay.
a-
Okay.
Historic research, collecting VHS tapes, good coffee, roller coasters, lifting weights, travel hacking, which is, basically how I'm able to travel all these places on a frugally or on a budget. I really like good coffee, soda water, which me and Jason talked about this earlier. It's Topo Chico. And let's see, swimming, skateboarding, skiing, music festivals, ice hockey, roller skating, surfing, snorkeling, dog sledding. That's a really cool one. Yeah, dog sledding. Yeah, I've been to Alaska twice, and everyone there is crazy about the Iditarod, the yearly dog race.
Okay,
it's super cool, and there's this famous family of dog sledders. I think they're the Seavies, Mitch Seavey, and then he's got a son. They've both, father-son teams have both won the Iditarod. And I think they've gone back and forth, and they're like, they're very competitive in that sport. And then computer electronics repair. I'm an IT guy. I'm a system administrator / IT business partner. So I love tech and spelunking. Like to explore caves.
Wow.
Whitewater rafting. I mean, I could go on and on and on. But
Sure.
Those are some of the bigger ones, some of the more eclectic ones.
Okay.
So,
I think I'm ready to go, Trey. Could you check real quick? I think I figured it out.
Yep.
La 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 la. And you could also check the levels. Dabba 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 da.
It's got a 20-second delay.
Okay.
And I just want to mention, I'm not an expert at any of these things. It's just stuff I like to do. I have fun doing, and I try to do when I can. I always try to get out there and
Yep, you're good to go,
do
Jason.
something new and keep life exciting.
So you have and we'll talk about that more.
All right, Trey, here we go. All right, hey guys, welcome to the show. I'm sorry that you had to watch Trey try to be the host. I apologize for that. That's not his strong point. He's a great beatboxer, but not so much a host. No, you're doing a great job. You're hymning the tar out of it. And so that's great that we have highlights of the week. Now we're gonna have a quiz, and this quiz today is gonna be about weird hobbies that you might not know existed.
Interesting.
And so this is a very fun quiz. So it is going to be Trey versus Dan. The winner gets to say that they're superior over the other, and so that's what's going on. And there you go. The first question is for Trey. The first question is for Dan.
Okay.
Dan, which insect fighting is a real hobby? Are you ready? Which insect fighting is a real hobby? Is it A, praying mantises, B, roaches, C, beetles, or D, roly-polies?
Wow, I would think praying mantis. That's
Okay.
my guess.
All right, Trey, what do you think?
I will actually say beetles.
Beetles. All right. The answer is beetles. They do.
Wow.
They do lots of beetle hunting, and they actually, some people mix the breeds and make their own specialized beetle fighter. And so this is a thing. Yeah. And so second question, Trey's winning 1-0. It's exciting. Exciting for Trey.
It is.
All right. Question number 2. Which household chores is an extreme hobby? This is Trey. Household chore, only one. They do beetle boxing. I'm just playing. They do fighting though. It's a thing. All right. Which household chores is extreme hobby? Trey, is it A, extreme laundry folding, B, extreme ironing, C, extreme dishwashing, or D, extreme making your bed?
Any of those honestly could work. I'm gonna go with laundry folding.
Laundry folding. Okay, Dan, it's your time to come back and take Trey out. Do you need me to do those again, or you feel good about the answer?
No, I don't know. I could picture all of them being competitive.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, is there one thing that you out of this list that you don't actually do?
I say probably ironing is what I would go with.
The answer to the quiz is B, ironing. So extreme ironing is a sport
Man, I almost had it.
that is a hobby that people actually follow, which is crazy. Could you imagine watching that on ESPN The Ocho? I'm just playing. That doesn't exist, but it's from the Dodgeball movie, anyways, which is a terrible movie to watch. It's super not like it did not age well.
I mean, it's not the worst.
No, it's a funny movie. I still enjoy it. I'm just saying most of the jokes would hurt people's feelings now.
Oh yeah.
You saying the snowflake generation or normal people?
Everybody. So,
Oh,
Well, I think
sorry,
that's true for any old movies. If you go back to the 80s and 90s,
yeah, like
sure.
Monster Squad is always one of my favorite movies, but that movie's pretty. It's PG and it's definitely not PG. So, all right, here we go. So we're tied. It's Trey 1, Dan 1, and the next question is for Trey. No, for Dan. Dan, competitive herding of one of these animals is a real hobby. Is it A, hamsters, B, ducks, C, fleas, or D, ferrets?
What was the question again?
One of these is an actual herding competition that people do.
Okay, and it is give me the animals again.
A, hamster, B, duck, C, fleas, or D, ferrets.
So we have a park nearby that we drive through on the way to go to a different park, and there's a lot of ducks there. So when we drive, you always see the ducks kind of, swoop around. So I'm going to say ducks.
That's
Ducks.
an interesting one. What do you think, Trey?
Man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with ducks too.
All right. The answer is ducks. Both of y'all are correct.
Let's go. All right. Let's get it.
We are tied. Trey, because you're amazing, you get to go first here.
Okay.
What is a fun park event that is a hobby? A fun park event that is a hobby. Is it A, duck feeding? Speaking of ducks. B, playgrounding. Really gonna just straight search it right in front of me?
I'm typing to see if we're lagging.
Okay. We are not. At least it doesn't say we are. Stone skipping, or D, sitting on benches.
Duck feeding.
All right. What do you
I'm going to go with, I think, stone skipping.
All right. Without any help from me, Dan has won. It is stone skipping, which is amazing that is a competitive sport for some reason.
I believe it.
Yeah. And so, yeah.
No. Oh, you said it was a competitive sport?
Not a competitive sport, a hobby, a fun hobby. So.
Well, the heck, if it was a competitive sport, I would have totally said that, but that's fine.
Okay. Well, I didn't mean competitive sport. I'm doing other things. Here's the truth. I would have changed the answer. So don't worry about it.
Well, if you would have, anyway.
Well, anyways, very cool. Good job, Dan, winning the hobby quiz. Woohoo! Go team. Yeah. All right. And so as Trey was doing a great job, we did change the theme up. And so it is this year, every interview is going to be talking about something that can make our year better. Because I think we need that in our days. And one of the things that, as Trey was mentioning, is that Dan is a serial hobbyist. And so he does believe this. But explain us why. Why do you think, Dan, that having a hobby would make your year better? Why do you think that would be?
So I think it's important to, find your passions in life and, figure out your calling and what you want to do and what's going to make you happy. And so I'm just going to use an analogy here with food. I mean, how do you know what food you like? You taste it. So the same thing applies to your life. Well, I don't know what I want to do. I'm still trying to figure it out, but you sit home and watch Netflix, and I'm guilty of that too. But I also make it a point to try to do new things, find new opportunities to go out and meet people, meet like-minded people. And anything that sounds mildly interesting is worth exploring a little bit deeper. So, for example, just yesterday I was talking with Jaime about my friend Joe. He's a professional axe thrower, and he was just in the World Axe Tournament. I think it was a few weeks back. And so I stopped by, there's an axe throwing place in where I live here. And so I stopped by yesterday to try to throw it. They're closed, but just things like that, like on your way home from work, maybe you see something interesting, you stop by, and it could become your new favorite hobby. It could become your passion. It could lead to what you do for a living.
Yeah, that's amazing. Do you have a question, Trey?
No, I was gonna say if I've been to a couple of axe throwing places, and if I had a backyard, well, I guess my backyard could support it. I need to build something for that, but that would definitely be a huge hobby for me. I've done it a couple times, and it's exhilarating.
Yeah, you just need some plywood and some 2x4s, and probably pretty cheap and easy to build a backyard setup.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. What would be one of your first hobbies that you remember?
Oh, like
This is when we were
As
kids,
an-
so
yeah, I mean, as a kid, I mean, I played a lot of sports. Pinball was one of them
okay.
back in the day. So we had two pizza places in town. We had McLeo's and we had Jake's Pizza. One had Adam's Family Pinball. One had Star Trek: The Next Generation Pinball.
Nice.
And so I played those. And then there was a little Mexican place called La Bamba, and they had Medieval Madness. So those were all in the same street basically. So as kids, I mean, I'm talking 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, around that age range, we'd go and spend the day and night playing pinball and just hanging out with the fellas, eating pizza.
That's awesome. You have something, Trey?
And that's back when the arcades were actually worth
Yeah.
going to and were very
Right.
cheap and still open.
Yes. So the arcade, that's a dying industry.
Well, do you know,
You know,
here in Texas, there's a bunch of pinball bars. And so
Yes.
it's just like a full spot where there's just pinball, like you go in and there's tons of pinball machines, which is pretty cool.
So I have noticed, especially in the bigger cities, like Portland and places like that, there's kind of a new era of pinball players, and there's a couple companies that are still making games, like churning out games like every month.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I think it's definitely making a comeback, and if you were interested in finding a pinball machine to play, there's a website called pinside.com, and you can go there and you could see a map, and you could see where every place is to play pinball. I think it's pretty cool.
There's a place up in I want to say Cincinnati, but you spend $10 and they literally give
Yeah.
you a card or quarters or whatever,
Mm.
and you just run through their shop, and they've got 50 plus arcade pinball machines, games to play and fight people with. There's some local in Louisville and some in Indiana, and they just give you tokens and you go in, and there's hundreds of pinball and arcade games. It's insane.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Some
I really hope they
places,
stay open forever.
absolutely. Some places, yeah, you can pay to play all day. Some places are still 50 cents. Some are $1. Depends on where you go. And yeah,
There's an intruder in your house.
yeah. I think my wife's one of my dogs welcoming her home. But yeah, but lately I've had the itch to restore a pinball machine, which is another one of my hobbies. I like restoration, DIY work, reverse engineering, taking things apart and learning how they work. And I think pinball machines are a very unique device. I mean, they have like 3,000 separate parts with all the boards and LEDs and switches, and it's pretty intricate, and that's why they're so expensive. So I found a non-working pinball machine from the 1980s, 1989 to be specific. It's called Police Force. It's not a super popular game, but it's what I can afford right now. So I'm going to go look at one tomorrow, possibly make an offer on it, and then hopefully restore it to its former glory and have some fun with it.
What don't you do? This is awesome.
What is one of your favorite hobbies that you've done in the past?
I mean, traveling's got to be number one. I mean, I love different cultures. I love exploring. I love adventures. I love cuisine. So, even though last year the pandemic hit us, I was very fortunate to have some pretty interesting travel in January and February. So one of them, I went to Belize, which my wife's actually from Belize. So we try to go there. Yeah, so we try to go there once a year, and Belize is beautiful. It has a lot of different things you can do, but my favorite's probably the Maya ruins, like the ancient temples that are, I don't remember how many years old they are, millions, thousands, but it's pretty crazy to see those up close.
That's very cool. Trey, do you have a question for Dan? You can ask him anything at this point.
Yeah. Well, he said, "What is your favorite?" I'm going to ask you, "What's your least favorite hobby?"
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's a very good question. I don't think I have a least favorite hobby. I mean,
so then the one you enjoy the least, or you're like, man, I wish I was doing something else, even though this is something I moderately enjoy.
I guess maybe surfing.
Really? Okay.
So, and this is
balance?
a recent. Exactly. So this is a recent hobby. So in 2019, I went to Brazil as part of my MBA program for an action learning course, and we went to Sao Paulo and then went to Rio de Janeiro, and we stayed on Copacabana Beach, and so my roommate, my friend Dave, he was like, "We got to go surfing. Ipanema Beach is right behind us. Copacabana is right across the street. Let's do it." So at 6 a.m. I turn on the Surfaris, which is like, Dick Dale, like guitar riffs, surfing music. Exactly. And so we both are fired up. We go downstairs and we pay someone, $20 each to take us out and try to teach us to surf. So my friend Dave, he's a bit more athletic than I am. So he was actually able, and he was a skateboarder like myself growing up.
Oh, man. Okay.
And so he was able to actually stand up and actually surf. I did catch several waves, but I got up on my knees, but I didn't have the strength, and it was a little bit scary to try to push up. Really scary. I mean, you're in the ocean, it's cold, it's salty, and it's a weird experience, but it was fun, but scary at the same time because you really run out of steam really quick, and it can be scary without, you don't have a life jacket on. You're out in the ocean. So, but you're right. Balance is a huge part of that. I want to show you something real quick because this is another thing I bought with my sit stand desk. I also bought this balance board here. So this is like $15 on Amazon, and so sometimes I'll stand on it, while I'm working, and it's a crazy workout for your like lower legs.
Okay.
To try to keep balanced. So I highly recommend getting one of those if you want.
So if you're ever on a Zoom call and we don't see you anymore and we hear a great crash, you know exactly what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
I was just
going.
really quick. I was just gonna say for surfing, the closest I've ever come is to Great Wolf Lodge, and I think there was somewhere else where they had the pseudo surfing spots where you could learn.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to get into that. I just don't have any balance, because I hate like skateboarding and rollerblading and roller skating, and I have no balance. So I would probably get more frustrated than enjoy my time.
Yeah, and that's where, it's not it is definitely my least favorite hobby just because I can't do it yet. But next time I have the opportunity, and hopefully I'll be ready with my balance board training. And,
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll see if I can.
Speaking of terrible hobbies, Jaime mentioned that you hang out with him every once in a while. Something to do with a Blackstone. Jaime, put him on your, if you want to ask him questions, have him on your podcast.
Is there a question?
He said that your favorite past hobby was hanging out with him and cooking on his Blackstone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he also said that he said to ask you about food, that you've posted a couple of good-looking dishes recently.
Yeah, so that's another one of my hobbies. I picked that up probably in high school. I mean, I took a cooking class in high school that kind of
killed for that.
Yeah, and so it gave me kind of the basic skills, and I just found that I felt like I was good at it, and I kept doing it. And I feel like really anyone can be a good cook nowadays. I mean, with YouTube and recipes. I mean, you just have to kind of take the recipes really literal. And I can give you guys a few tips. To cook well, you have to find good recipes, and I do that through peer reviews. So I'll Google, best apple pie, for example. And, I'll probably pull up 3 or 4 recipes, look through it, look at the comments, see which one I like best, pick that one, look at the comments again, see if they suggest any modifications, like multiple people. And then, good ingredients, and it really helps to weigh your ingredients out, especially if you're baking. With flour, the moisture content in flour can vary depending on where you live and different factors in your house. So it's important to weigh things like that with a cheap kitchen scale. We'll do it.
Awesome, man.
I love to eat, love to cook. Saves a ton of money. It's a lot healthier for you if you're eating and cooking mostly whole foods. And
I need to start taking better care of myself in that area.
Yeah, me too. So when the pandemic hit, I made the excuse that I'm gonna get a bunch of takeout to support the local economy and the struggling restaurants, which it's a valid point. But then if you don't have self-discipline, that can be a problem. I've slowed down. Yeah, exactly. But we were getting like takeout every night for like weeks in a row when it first started. So you gotta just keep yourself in check.
We just had a baby, and so it was like literally like every single day. And just this week, I actually finally planned out all our meals for the month, and so I have a full calendar of every single thing we're gonna eat for the month. And so, but I'm like, wow, I forgot. I used to do it all the time, but then with all this, it just kind of snowballed.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
What's
one of your favorite dishes to cook, Dan?
Gosh, I like to keep it simple. I mean, my wife's from Belize, and the dish of Belize is basically rice and beans.
Nice.
So
like
if
many
you
countries.
can, yeah. So if you can make good rice and beans, I mean, you're all set. I mean, we don't buy canned; we buy the dry, pinto beans, and do it that way. So simple things like that are our staples.
I'm a big fan of chicken Madeira, which is a Madeira cream base sauce that goes on top of a grilled chicken or a fried chicken, not fried chicken, but a sauteed chicken, and mashed potatoes. One of my favorite things to make. But I have tons of things I like to make. But Madeira chicken is one of my favorites. Problem with it is just getting a nice, reminding myself to buy a new wine for it. So because I don't actually drink wine, but I do definitely cook with it. So
sure.
But Hey Trey, what's your favorite dish to cook?
Honestly, man, my
I'm throwing him under the bus right now.
He's throwing me under the bus, but surprisingly, I have an answer. I make a mean bowl of cereal, man. It's like, now here's the kicker. You pour, excuse me, you pour the cereal, right? Then the milk. Then you add the bowl.
Wow. That's amazing, Trey. You're an amazing person.
No, so in all seriousness, I love making breakfast fried rice. It's my own recipe. I get sweet rice, jasmine rice. I let that cook, have it ready to go. I will stir fry that. I will get sesame oil, cook that in a giant wok, and pour my scrambled eggs. I whisk a whole bunch of eggs together. I add salt, pepper, garlic, literally whatever I want lying around. I will have sausage and bacon stirred in and mixed in with it. I'm trying to think of onions. And it's just like a giant breakfast fried rice, and it's my own recipe. I just made it one day and I loved it, and it's always like kind of differed. But I try it with yum yum sauce, which quite frankly, store-bought yum yum sauce is terrible. I don't care what anybody says, unless you go to an Asian food market or like you just make it yourself. It's not that great compared to an actual hibachi restaurant. But plot twist, Jason,
delicious.
I actually had an answer. So
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun that you invented something I've never heard of. A breakfast
That's why it's called an invention.
stir-fry. Yeah, nice.
My go-to for breakfast is, if you want to practice your cooking skills, I mean, a traditional French omelet
Mhm.
is something you should look into. I don't know if you've seen the videos with, like, it's mostly Asian people or French people. They're doing it, but
I love how you said it's a French omelet, but it's mostly Asian. I'm like, what?
Well,
I don't, for some reason on YouTube, that's normally who I see doing it. I'm not
Gotcha,
sure if it's a
gotcha,
different
gotcha,
style,
gotcha.
but
and the reason is
the same technique.
they're like right now, crepes are extremely popular in Asia. And so that's one of the reasons. But crepes, don't get me wrong, I love me a savory crepe. Oh man, it's so good. And so, but that's a thing. So that is very cool.
I want to go back to cereal for just a second.
Oh,
Go
okay.
for
If you could. I just want to know if you guys have had cereal milk ice cream.
Yes. Have you heard of this?
It's so good. It is so good.
What?
Yeah.
It was invented in this place called the Milk Bar in New York.
Yes.
And it's what they do is they take cereal and then they pour the milk and then turn ice cream out of the cereal milk. And it's
That's
delicious.
amazing.
Like, yeah,
It's so good.
Who would have thought?
There's a great documentary about it on Netflix where Mogafungo, which is a restaurant that was popular in New York.
Watch your mouth.
He had a pastry chef, and she one day was not a pastry chef anymore. She was just running the business, and they asked her to make something for them for family meal. And so she was just sitting there at the store and looked up and was like, I wonder if I could make a pancetta out of cereal milk. And then that's how it happened. And then and then he was like, you could do this flavor with anything. And he was like, at some point, all of the companies are going to make, all the ice cream companies are going to make cereal ice cream because it's just a thing. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I said I always wanted the excuse to go to the Milk Bar because they have some awesome stuff. Their cakes are insane. And so
Yeah.
anyway.
You have to go. They had like the birthday cake balls. They have they call it crack pie,
Yeah, crack pie.
which is also really good. Highly recommended.
My favorite ice cream is rolled ice cream, but that might be a story for another time. You ever had it?
I don't know that I have. We don't have any places around here that do it. I've seen it on YouTube a lot, but
Yes, so they'll basically it's whatever you want, but they'll put it on a slab and they'll literally spread it and they'll add whatever you want. My favorite's red velvet cake. So they will literally put red velvet cake, like a whole piece of cake in there, crush it up and start spreading it. And then they'll scoop it as it's freezing into rolls of cream. And then on top, they'll put a piece of red velvet cake and then cream cheese icing. So good. So good. I'm ready for that cereal milk ice cream, though. I'll try that.
gotta do it.
So Dan, we're about to move to the next segment here, but is there any other sweet of all your favorites out of your hobbies that you want to make sure you talk about? I mean, y'all did mention the beekeeping, but is there anything that you want to make sure that you bring up?
So the most important hobby to me during the pandemic especially has been disc golf. I mean, it's a way to get out of the house. It's free. I bring my dog. She loves it. And it's, get exercise, you're in nature, and it's fun to do. So highly recommend you check out your local disc golf course.
I want to hear this, Dan. How many, what is your normal set of discs? How many discs do you bring out for your games?
So lately, I've just been playing for fun. So I'll bring one or two.
Okay.
I used to be in.
Do you have a putter? Do you have a?
Yeah, so I have the whole shebang.
Okay, you have the full set, yeah.
I probably have 10 to 15 total, so I'm not super crazy about it. I used to play in leagues. I don't anymore. It's just more of, this is a reason to get out of the house, to get some sun, get some exercise, hang out with my dog.
I actually love disc golf. I want to get a set, but they're kind of expensive if you want to get a good set. Then again, you can go and get them online, but.
So if you go to like Play It Again Sports,
and just buy it in pieces.
They sell used discs.
Oh yeah, that's
and
how
so
I
you
get
can
on
go
mine.
buy a disc for $5, and it's even cheaper if every town has leagues. So you look up at the league, you go there, someone will be selling them out of a box for like $2-3 a piece, and that's how I got started. Is someone invited me to a league play.
That's awesome. Disc golf is great. I enjoy it. Trey enjoys it. Trey, do you like disc golf? Yeah. Disc golf? I don't know. So we do have a new segment added to the podcast right now, and it is called the pitch. So we did say that one thing that you have to do is one thing that's going to make your year better is a hobby, and so what each one of us have to do is actually tell these people why hobbies have changed your life and why it's made your year better. We're going to start with Dan because so he doesn't have to copy us. We have to try to not copy him. So, all right, Dan, what is your pitch to the people that hobbies is one of the best things you could do to make your year better? Give us a pitch.
So I think I'll repeat it again. I mean, it's important to find your passions. It's something it's very rewarding. It gives you a purpose. It, gets you out of the house. Keeps your brain going.
That's pretty good. Now, Trey, our job is to be goofy with this, of course. He gets to be the serious one. We don't have to be. So I'll start, and so Trey can figure out something better. All right, so here, guys, here's the truth, is that a hobby will not only change your life, but in Trey's instance, will probably get him a girlfriend again. So he's going to come punch me, and... And so if you're
need a rage soundboard so that I could just be like, just fire going inside me right now.
So if you're looking for a girlfriend, if you're looking just to change up your life, a hobby is the only option. And what I would say is one of the best hobbies to start is birding. So start watching for birds, not girl birds, but actual birds, because they're nice, the cranes and whatnot. Yes. Turkeys. I mean, I feel like this is an amazing situation for you to change your life and start birding. And Jaime, with Trey, it's never too soon. What? I was making fun of him before he had a girlfriend. I'm gonna make fun of him after he gets a girlfriend. All right, Trey, what's your pitch?
Honestly, one of my favorite hobbies is finding better and new friends. So really, the ones that really I think there's an app. It's called Find New Friends Wiki, and they're making it a new trend right now where you actually find better friends and ones that you can start your own show and podcast with, namely not Jason Riley, for example, who constantly berates me if I don't have a girlfriend. And quite frankly, it doesn't matter either way because I'm going to get destroyed by friends. So no, I'm joking.
I'm not.
No, I like. You said what? You
I'm
said
not.
what?
I'm not joking. I'm serious.
Wow. Okay.
What's your pitch, Trey?
I mean, yeah, that was my goofy pitch. Um,
Yeah, that makes sense. New
I
friends.
I would say, it helps you meet new people, whether it's going, honestly, hobbies in general, like Dan said, will help you get out of the house or stay in the house and help you focus on something. I actually, weird hobby, I was into perler beads for a long time, which are you get grids of these, they're not beads. They're like something you put on a bracelet, beads, and you put them and you make patterns, and it's all over my Instagram, but you
Like rave
iron
candy?
them. Wait, I guess. But like you put them together, you make a design, and you iron them over wax paper, and it makes a design, whatever you want. So you can make Mega Man, you can make Pikachu, you can make
Yeah.
literally Pac-Man, whatever
Mhm.
you want. The Punisher skull behind me. Wherever your brain goes, they've got a perler bead design for it. But it helps you get focused, and it helps you, kind of like what Dan said. Some can meet new friends, just like disc golf. But it helps you enjoy life.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, obviously mine's the best answer, so I win.
Clearly.
Good job, me. I'm just playing. Now,
Good job, Jason. Good.
Again, those are all great points. I think getting a hobby is a great move, and birding is the best idea. Perler beads. If you're gonna throw just a hobby out there for the people that maybe they didn't realize that exists? Dan, what do you think? Is there a hobby that you just want to loft up to the world and be like, start this?
I mean, I don't know if self-improvement could be considered a hobby, but that's the mode I'm in right now. The new year kind of inspires that. So I've been Googling and brain dumping everything I can think of to, improve my life this year into like a, Notepad++. I have 370 lines on it right now, just from the past week. And then once I'm done brain dumping and researching, I'll go back through and I'll action item that list. I'll put on, I'll try to schedule stuff into my year, see if I can, find some new interests, some new methods to, improve my quality of life and just the way I live. And
That's awesome, man. That's
like
an amazing
one
hobby.
of my speech teachers told me the goal is to improve, and I've always kind of kept that with me. So I think it's important that you're always trying to stay sharp and better yourself and find new things to enjoy.
That is awesome. I think it's that time, Trey.
Ooh, what time are you talking about, Jason? You gotta get a witty one now.
Did I miss something?
Hello?
It's time for you to check your screen because I am not buffering. I am just being goofy.
It's like, I know he's still there.
Yeah, not my best bit. I tried there. So I think it's that time, Trey.
Time for question of the day. Let's get it.
All right, so we got a question from Twitter per usual, and guess what? You guessed it. It's from Green Guide.
Oh, yeah.
So we've been looking at that. And if you didn't have to sleep, what would you do with your extra time? If you didn't have to sleep, what would you do with the extra time?
What do you think, Trey?
Hobbies.
Hobbies. That's an easy cop out. What specific one would you focus on?
I think the self-improvement, man. I mean, go to the gym, sharpen your mind, read books. I recently spoke to a friend, one of the brain dumps. So when I'm brain dumping and making these lists, I think of certain people when certain topics come up. So for example, one is one of the brain dumps where you should study, not psychology, but gosh, just went blank here.
It's okay.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Tacos.
Yeah, I don't know, but when I
Rock lobster.
see, oh, so but when I see something, I'll reach out to a friend and they'll recommend a book or some kind of article or method to learn because I know they have some experience in that, and the recommendations can be a good start.
Okay, that's awesome. That's what's up, man. Honestly, man, like I would probably be pooping if I didn't have to. No, I don't know. I honestly, if I didn't have to, if I didn't have to sleep, I would probably be meal prepping and working out. Because I don't know. I guess your body gets some form of rest throughout the day. I don't really know what that is, but if I didn't have to sleep, I would probably be meal prepping and working out. Yeah.
Philosophy is the word I was looking for.
Philosophy.
And the reason I couldn't recall it is I had never studied it. And
good thing
from
too.
what I've read, yeah. So my friend recommended this book called Sophie's World, so I'm gonna borrow that from him and read that in the next couple months and try to level up. And,
That's awesome, man.
Knowledge
That's
is
awesome,
power.
man.
So
yeah, that is true.
As even you said that level up, I've watched the Teen Titans versus Teen Titans Go movie a zillion times, and in that one, Raven levels up by turning into a demon and blowing an invisible man into the outer space. And anyways, but my answer to this question is that this is my life. I literally don't need to hypothesize this. I don't sleep. I just stay up all day changing poopy diapers, and that's what I do.
2 for 2. 2 for 2.
There was a point. Yeah, I know the two things that are always going to happen in the show. And
Just talking about poop, apparently.
yeah, making fun of you and talking about poop. And the other one is, or I'm just doing pee-pee diapers. So it's either or. But if I could choose not to sleep and get all those things done also, I would probably do what I'm doing now, which is just watch way too much anime. And so
can I go back to poop for just a second?
sure, of course. This is one of our favorite topics in our show. So
Yeah. So and Jaime probably knows what I'm about to say. He's watching. So back in 2011, I got a bidet.
Oh,
You guys-
yeah.
And it's a total game changer.
yeah,
Like
especially
I
for
highly
you were the guy sitting watching the news or at the store going, I don't need that. Y'all fools.
Oh my gosh.
so highly recommend it if you want a game changer this year. Go invest in a bidet. I mean,
Wait,
you can
you
get
just
cheap ones.
ruined the whole show. The whole point was that for best year you needed a hobby, not get a toilet. Gosh. You ruined it, Dan. Well, here's the thing. Could your hobby be toilets? Or you just,
Oh my
you
god.
just have a
be.
collection of
It could
toilets?
be.
Installing bidets. That could be a
Yes.
hobby. Installing bidets.
Do you have a bidet add-on, or do you have a toilet that is a bidet?
That
Or
is
do you have a
very good
bidet
question.
on its own? Do you have like a toilet and a bidet, or do you have a bidet add-on, or do you have a sweet like Japanese toilet that has a bidet built into the actual toilet?
So, from 2011 to Black Friday, we just have always had a cheap attachment, $25 from Amazon. For Black Friday, I splurged. We're remodeling the bathroom right now. So I splurged on an upgraded attachment that has like heated seat, air dryer,
Nice.
a night light,
Oh,
and all these crazy features that I probably won't need, but
interesting.
it's highly recommend.
Bidets.
So I actually installed 2 these past 2 weeks. No
Wow,
lie.
really?
at your
my-
parents'
my-
house?
Yes, my dad bought my mom bidets for their bathrooms. And so
It's a great
I
gift.
had- yeah, I mean it's interesting. So we had to. So he actually replaced one of the toilet seats themselves, and so we had to take that off anyway. And so it goes in between the toilet and the toilet seat, so it clamps down and is installed. And so we had to take out the main water pump, and turn that off. And we actually had to drain the tub of the toilet, or whatever it's called back there. I'm sorry, the well. I'm terrible with whatever terminology.
The tank.
The tank, and we had to reinstall the pumps as well because I learned a lot in a very short amount of time. So bidets, they are definitely a game changer.
Nice.
If you don't use one, you have a dirty butt.
I use wet wipes, but
that wet wipes was a game changer pre 2011, before I had a bidet.
yes.
Definitely.
All
Which
right.
model? Oh, I have no idea.
You'd have to ask Dan. Or I think he was asking Dan. I don't know. Well, very cool. I think it's time for us to make up the wrap. Because of the theme of the show's changed a little bit, we've changed the way the wrap goes, in that it's still going to have all the stuff from the show that we talked about, but it's really going to focus on hobbies. And so this week, I have a chorus called I Need a Hobby. And I'm going to tell you all about hobbies and what we talked about. Add some bidet references and whatnot. Trey's going to work on a beat. Trey, you go do your thing. Me and Dan are going to talk. And so, Dan, is there anything from our conversations today in my hobby song that I'm going to make up right now that needs to be added, or even something new that we didn't talk about, but for hobbies needs to be added into the song? And if anybody has any favorite parts of the show that they liked, throw it in the comments and I'll try to add it into the song. But we're talking about hobbies. So what's something about hobbies that we either talked about or didn't that you want into our hobby song? What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, I think we didn't go into philosophy. I think I'd like to hear more about philosophy.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Yeah, I blocked you out by saying tacos instead of philosophy. I'm sorry that we weren't on the same wavelength at that moment. I apologize for that. Or is there any? What are some other things that we actually talked about? We did talk about the beekeeping a little bit. We mentioned your pinball obsession.
Yes.
Jaime does want to know what your new model is, so he can get himself an upgrade, I guess.
I got the bio bidet. It's from Best Buy.
Bio bidet from Best Buy. That's a lot of bees.
I don't remember the model.
There's
I can
an
message him
alliteration.
after.
Yeah, you should do that because it's important to him. But yeah, so there you go. Is there anything else that we what else did we talk about today, Dan? When it comes to hobbies, said how important it was for the year, how it really helps you with your perspective. Yeah. What else, Dan? Helps with friends.
Like what?
That we talked about. Just remind the people. We've been talking for an hour, so.
Yeah, and so I think the main takeaway is find your passion, figure out what makes you happy, figure out what you want to do with your life, and don't stop. Keep trying to find new hobbies. I mean, there's going to be something out there that's going to be your favorite thing that you don't know yet, and I think it's worth exploring.
Professional toilet bowl cleaning.
Professional toilet bowl cleaning.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually went into a
It's called being
plumbing
a plumber.
store
There you go.
yesterday. So like the Pinside website I mentioned, I was looking around and I saw there's a local plumber who's totally obsessed with pinball, and he has probably 20 to 30 brand new pinball machines in his plumbing shop. So it's pretty interesting. You walk in and there's a huge toilet model with his little character, is his logo, and then surrounding the whole area, it looks like a brand new arcade. It's incredible to see that. So kind of ties in with the toilet stuff.
That's
So
awesome.
man.
Toilet and pinball.
There's a lot of bits here, and I think I can make this work. I'm excited to see how terrible I can make this song. And Trey, is there anything you'd like to add into the song, or that? Yeah.
No, I think it's just amazing how much stuff you got going on and how many hobbies you have.
Yeah, for real.
You definitely beat me in my own game because I thought I had a lot. I thought I had a lot of hobbies, but I'd have to write them out. Honestly, I haven't even written them out. But that's awesome, man.
All right, Trey, let's start the music.
Really quick.
Yes.
Do you have a stage name, Dan?
I don't.
Would
I
you like
don't.
one? Would you like us to make one up for you?
Yeah,
What
make
about-
one up for me.
What about Twin City?
Oh,
Go for it.
I was gonna
What's your
say
Discord?
double
Yeah.
flush.
Double flush. You know what? That one's so much better. So much better.
Yo, we got DJ sound effects, Scout the Psalmist, and Double Flush on the mic. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Let's get it, Jason.
Hobbies, hobbies, I need another hobby. Hobbies, hobbies, I need another one. Hobbies, hobbies, I need another hobby. Hobbies, hobbies, I need another one. I'm sitting here looking silly like I never get it down. In my Frigidaire, I never feel what I am feeling now. I need a hobby, some kind of thing to do, like looking at pinball machines like ooh, and maybe rebuilding them and keeping them cool. Only if I can't pretend like the things that I do, or maybe I could do a little bidet thing where I have a collection of bidets in the screen, maybe 50 or 60 just sitting in a room like, oh, you gotta choose where you gotta go poo-poo, not really sure what's going on now, and if I gotta turn it up and now I gotta sell. Maybe birding, looking for birds, not girls, don't you understand what I'm saying? If I'm feeling this plan, I get it only if I can, I feel it all the time, and yes, we did a weird quiz and that was on my mind, and yes, sometimes people do this thing where they herd, yes, ducks, only if I can't run away, and my son just ran into the room. Sometimes I wonder what I came to do. I need a hobby, a hobby. Please give me a hobby, a hobby, a hobby. Please give me a hobby, a hobby, a hobby. Oh, please give me a hobby, a hobby, a hobby. Please give me a hobby. Now I'm sitting here as I could lose some day, and I'm doing some disc golf, and I'm wondering why. Been walking for 10 miles, and I still don't even try with sweat coming down my eyes, and if I can't cry, wish I had a bidet. Anyways, back to that. Only if I can't react the fact, now I gotta say is that so many hobbies in my lifetime. I'm wondering what I gotta do if I could write mine. Now, there's so many things that people can do, like, oh, what are we saying if we're thinking we're cool? Yes, one of mine is to listen to Trey beatbox, only if I can't break it down and I feels off. Now we know that sometimes you flow and sometimes it's all together and you're thinking, yo, how many hobbies can I really have? I think Dan has 255, 65, man. I'm not really sure, only if I can't bay, only if I take it what I'm saying, if I can't say. Now let me show you something crazy about this, guys. Only if I can't make it down and I wonder why. What am I doing if I really can't trip it through? Sometimes I'm waiting because I'm looking like DJ Screw, and only if I can't pretend like it's all. I gotta break it down and I will want to show y'all. This is a list. This is just a brain dumping thing that Dan sent to me. So any ways that we could be. He said disc golf, hiking, traveling to go, and the cooking and the pinball and the beekeeping, yo, and mental detecting. Only if I can't say with a DOA everything, and now I reverse engineering, and I can't say skiing in the south time. Now we collecting VHS tapes, and I wonder why, like good coffee on the time with the so and soda water, traveling, hiking in IB, like video editing and martial arts yesterday, like Cobra Kai. Only if I can't understand with the self-improvement. Now he's talking about that mind man, and now we got to break it like cycling, Nick go, and swimming and skateboarding and skiing, and I don't know. And this is only half of the list. I'm about to explode. Only if I get what I'm saying, I never know, yo. But now we gotta take it all together. Go. Here's the end of the song with this hobbies thing. Oh, I need a hobby. Not as many as him, not as many as Dan. Only if I give it in, I need a hobby. But not 256.5. And only if I get it what I'm doing. Oh my, I need a hobby. Not like Dan, my only plan. Only if I got to make it like 2 hobbies, man. And now I'm tripping up because I know what I see. I got a hobby. Yes, sirree. Yes. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man.
And there's your hobby
Very nice.
song. But all silliness aside, Dan, thank you so much for being on the show. We really, really, really appreciate you being here and you just showing your passion for hobbies. Like when I was told that you were a serial hobbyist, I understood that there was a lot, but I did not realize that there was that much. And I am the kind of person where I will go to Goodwill and find something for $4 and it becomes my new hobby, at least until I fixed it or done something with it. But I am appreciative of you, and you're right. It's just finding your passion. It's like growing up, and my son is singing a song behind me, so I apologize for that. He's just enjoying life. He found his passion bothering his dad. But yeah, man, really appreciate you coming on to the show for being our first guest of the year, by the way. And it's very awesome to have you. And that is really cool.
Thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it.
Of course, man. Thank you so much for popping on.
Yeah, it was fun.
Stay cool and stay a serial hobbyist, man. Don't give up on your dreams and your hobbies.
Is there anything you want to
Absolutely.
pitch or anything like that you want to tell the people about?
This is the time for your plug.
Be kind, please rewind.
Nice.
Okay.
I think it's about a kindness. Be kind to others. Be mindful. There's a lot going on out there in the real world, and just stay positive, and try to create more than you consume.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And
I like that.
And if you are creating, a great way to do that is to get yourself a new website. And if you were to go to nomadweb.design, they can help you create an amazing website for a lower price than the normal fees that you would get from really professional people. Because Drew from Nomad Web Design is the most professional website maker I know, and he does an awesome job. And so if you go over to nomadweb.design, you can check out what he has to offer. He actually built our website, flows4u.com. Check it out, see how cool it is. And it's very fast, and you have 24-hour access to the designer, which is not a normal thing. And so do that. Also, if you're in San Antonio, you're looking for a sweet hobby, you might want to get into some card games or some D&D. Go to Night Watch Games. They're an awesome store here in San Antonio where they allow you to have sweet gaming options. They're easily one of the coolest stores I've seen in America. I'm not playing with that. I'm being serious. Trey agrees with me. Because
They're pretty dope.
They have a Jedi room, Dan. They have a room. They literally
awesome.
have a Death Star room where you can go play cards. It's crazy. But Night
Like
Watch
where
Games.
like the Magic tournaments are.
Yes.
Excellent.
It's a room dedicated to look like a part of the Death Star. Like it's insane.
Very cool.
Yeah, and the rest of the places made like medieval times, and they have like a 20-foot giant table that sits in the front, and it's all wood, so it's not like those normal folder tables. Like it's a straight like legit bench
Like a
table.
community table. Like,
It's amazing, yes. But anyways, Night Watch
cool.
Games, check it out. Hey, if you're listening to the podcast or you're watching the stream, hey, go get some more stuff from us. Go to flows4u.com, subscribe to the show. We'll listen to all of our old episodes. Sorry, I'm still trying to get those up, but I'm going to get them. Season 3 has started. We're doing some new stuff. We have a new YouTube channel at Flows4u. And I'm going to start posting our rap videos from each of the episodes up there. And so make sure you check that out. If you have any input or thoughts on our live stream, please hit us up at flows4u@gmail.com. You can put in a question for the day. You can tell me how handsome Trey is, and I'll give you his number so you can go out with him.
Hey, I'm single. I'm just saying. I thank you very much for the plug, Jason. I appreciate that.
I love you.
He's not joking on me.
I love Trey. If nobody knows this already, I talk to Trey like every day. So sometimes I think my wife wants to she's like, "You talking to Trey again? Like we haven't even talked yet today." I'm like,
it's like Jake from State Farm
yeah.
situation.
It's like, so what is he wearing? Khakis. He sounds
Jake
hideous.
from State. I know Jake from State Farm personally. He's from where I live.
Stop.
that's
Believe
fun.
it or not.
The actor?
No, the original, the OG. Jake, so the one from the khakis commercial. He's not an actor.
Yeah.
There's a new Jake from State Farm.
But the original Jake
that-
from State Farm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, yeah.
amazing.
There's
Okay,
a new
maybe we should have
upgraded
led
Jake
with
from
that,
State
but
Farm.
But I also want to add that maybe rapping can be one of my new hobbies in 2021. Maybe I can throw it
okay.
down.
Okay.
So maybe you guys can help me with a beat, and I can.
So what we're
I
about
got
to
something
do,
down.
Dan, is we're about to do a thing where you're going to give Trey a word. He's going to make up a song. But since you just said this, Trey will give you a spot where you can do a little flow with the same word. So you only have to go 2 lines. You don't have to go very crazy. Trey will pick you up the moment he'll probably take a second, but once you stop, then he'll just keep singing and acting goofy because that's what he does. He's amazing. And is there anything else that I'm forgetting, Trey?
No, you pretty much
basketball.
covered everything, Jason. I think it'll be interesting. He can still hear the beat, I guess.
Yeah.
It won't have the auto tune. He can totally.
Yeah, we'll
I don't know.
we'll start the beat, and he's just gonna do a little flow. He's just you're gonna give the word. You're gonna do a chorus, and you're just gonna stop and let him try something if he wants to. Do you want to try this, Dan?
Sure.
And then you
Why not?
try.
This
and then
is our first.
once you've fallen off, Trey will start doing again. If Trey doesn't notice it, I'll come on. It's no big deal. But it'll be fun. And what is your one word that the song is gonna be about?
Pinball.
Perfect.
Right.
Let's get it! Welcome to Flows4u! Thanks for watching the show, and Dan, thanks for being on it, man! You're the man with the plan and many hobbies, yeah! The word is pinball. I grew up playing me some pinball games. It was so much fun, but man, I was dumb. I couldn't even get the pinball much and have fun. Crap, man. I pulled and I pulled and I kept getting it sunk in. I couldn't get many points, man. It really wasn't much fun. But Dan, I'm gonna give you a segment. Here is your chance. You don't have auto-tune, but man, you got a chance to go.
On my way to the game hall, gonna play a few games of pinball. Trying not to bump the ball, feel like a winner. This is insane.
Yeah, Trey.
All right. I'm back in it. Thanks, Dan. You're a winner. Thank you so much for watching the show, guys. Season 3, it's lit with a new theme. Let's get it! Yeah! Jason, take us home, man.
Bye, guys. I apologize for Trey. I'm not going to replace him because he's too much entertainment. And I love y'all. Thank you so much for seeing the show. And bye.
Are you looking for a different kind of podcast? How about informative and clean? It will make you laugh. Scout and Trey, yeah, that's what we do. We got a little funny thing, keeping it true. Hey, we take your topics and all your ideas and bring in a guest and we answer them there. Then we make a freestyle rap and do it for you. Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah, that's what we do. Yep, flows for you, flows for you. This is what we do now. This is what we do. Say it flows for you, flows for you. This is what we do now. This is what we do. Say it flows for you, flows for you. This is what we do now. This is what we do. Say it flows for you.